house, depending on where I'm recording. So right now, I'm finishing up the last of the gaming motorized projection screen. And that's one of my friends frantically texting me. I don't know why. I'll get back with him in a few minutes. I'm done. I have to say that this part of the job, when doing these screens, is the messiest. Especially when you're doing the apocalypse kind of style display. It's always very messy. I might do me a phone like this. I like that burnt look to it. So right now I'm just adding in the black for detail right now. And I think I finished that up pretty good. So now I gotta add in a mixture of green and black to get my corrosion to pop off. Which I might need that. Need a fresh one. I can use this right here. Make anything out of that. I'll mix some of the green and black together. Should have plenty of green. I don't need much to do this. Mix some green and black together to get that effect. Get the black paint corrosion. Let me see. I got a sock. Got a pair of scissors in here somewhere. No scissors? Well, what stuff is that? I can't find anything. Everything's supposed to be on this shelf right here. Alright, no biggie. I misplaced my scissors as always. So I have to put in a mixture of black and green. This makes that corrosion, that funny corrosion, onto the surface. Here. Get that right there. I don't want to get any of this on my rug. That's what we're looking for right there. That's the color I need. In there, get the job done. I didn't want to do the whole thing because I just wanted to get this done. So I thought I'd share just some of it on camera. I'm doing the paint job in there. And I'd like to thank my customers for your support. Got a few orders that just came in. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really appreciate the support. there. Working in the corrosion right there. Oh, that came out real nice. Better than I thought. All right, so I got a couple of areas right here I'm going to have to basically do some work on. But I'm not worried about that. Everything's pretty good. That's done. Let's build a nuclear reactor. That's it. And build my gaming PC. What's next? I think what shocks some of the naysayers with the fact that they thought that everything I did was not real and fake. Yeah, you don't know how deep my skill level goes. It goes extremely deep. I have 53 years of knowledge of doing just about a lot of cool stuff, and you'd be surprised from the stuff I'm able to build. Keep in mind, with the ability that God gives you, the ability to intelligence to be able to build stuff, I can also build some pretty crazy stuff. When I mean some crazy stuff, but I choose not to educate my mind in that particular area in life. I decide to keep things on the positive. But if I wanted to build something really crazy, I got the knowledge to do it and the intelligence to put it together with no problem. But I don't go on that part. Everybody with technology always have good and bad, and with knowledge you have good and bad. And I choose to surround myself around people that are doing positive things in their lives. But yeah, it came out quite nice. So all we got to do now is we let this dry. We start pulling the tape off and get it ready. God's got a couple cool ideas on some really crazy screens now I want to start working on. I might get like 10 of these because I can pull these out. If I get a rack system, something I can just take them out, hook them to the rack, take them off. I can interchange them. I can change them out, whatever. So I might do it, and I can't do a Pokemon. I want to do a Pokemon, to tell you the truth. I might do a Pokemon for my nephew. He loves freaking Pokemon. I think I'm gonna do a Pokemon design for him. But it's peace of mind. It's peace of mind. That's why I said I don't dabble in that area, but I do like to I like to work with God shows me how to build. But I mean, you got to be careful because, like I said, the devil will come and give you bad thoughts and stuff like that. I actually almost bought some hardware last night that I knew I should not have been purchasing, and I know how to take it apart and modify that particular item. I was taught how to do it, so it's going to have some special abilities to that particular item, but I chose to back away from it because it just lead me down the wrong road. So that's why I said Christians have to be real careful, because the minute God will bless you with something nice, the devil will come in and try to taint it with something evil. So gotta learn to back out of stuff like that. Oh, man. Dookity dookity. Man, this is the messy part. The messy part. Look at my hands. Look at my shit. Ah, I need the tape off me. This is the messy part. There is no neat way to do that at all, period. You have to use a little stock. It has to be bunched up. It's drenched in paint, and you got to go over and over again. You're not painting the screen. You're dabbing it. So everything has to be dabbed over and over and over again, again, again. Dab, 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 just to get the effect to pull off. I like the peeling part. That's fun. That's fun. So now we got to put in the nuclear reactor on that side, which is going to be two, maybe 80mm fans. Got to build my own wire system. I got to build my own prop for that right there. And I had to paint the controller. The main controller has to be painted. That has to be stuck with bio. So I'm gonna have that one going in the dark. So just about done. So let's get this off, because I had to make sure I covered all this up because I didn't want it touching the screen. As you can see exactly how messy it gets. Like I literally would have nailed my screen a couple of times if I didn't tape that up. That's done. So I'll leave you guys here for a minute while I get this stuff off my hands. Oof, man. This should be done in the sink. Nah, put this in the jack my sink up. Jack my sink up. Jack my sink up. Oh man, I've got these green hands for a while, man. So that's why I said, if you see me on camera, my hands are green, because this paint is a different kind of paint. This stuff takes forever to get the freak off your hands. Ugh, man. Yeah, it's easy to do. Like, it's a really easy paint job. It's not that hard. It's really, it looks complicated. It's not. It's very, very easy to do. Like, anybody can do it. It's very easy. Not that hard. It's basically, all you're doing is just taking caulking and you're just overlaying it over and over again. You take a piece of cardboard and you're just patting it down. That's what gives you the rough edges. You don't want it sticking up, but you want it flat. And in some areas, you might want to pile it up a little more, more and more, depending on how much corrosion you want in that particular area. And you just go over it with some rust metallic paint. You want to cover that, but you want to make sure the paint is still wet. It has to be still wet when you go back over with the black. So as you go back with the black, you're patting the black in over and over again. In some areas, you want to make it a little darker. And then for those high ridge sticking up, that's where you take the black and green, and you want to coat those particular areas the heaviest, because that's the buildup. But then that's pretty easy to do. This time I did a dirty rust on this one. And you can do it without the, if you don't want to use the caulking, you can do it without the caulking too. It's up to you how you want to do it. All right. Okay. Oh, my sink is a mess. Right. Thanks, most of it's off my hand, so that's good. If I eat anything, it doesn't transfer to my food. And this is the other one that's finished, if you haven't seen that one. This is the other one that's done. That is the black and white. Reverse black and white projection shrink. With the, using the 12 technology embedded in that one. And let me see if I can find remote controls for that. I got to do something like this. This has to be taped down a little better, because that's going to hook my screen over and over again. Matter of fact, I need to do that now while I get the time. Tape that down with some clear tape. That's definitely going to keep hitting that. Do I have any clear tape upstairs? Nope. We do not have clear tape upstairs. Oh well. Alright, I just have to go downstairs and get that later on, because I don't feel like trotting downstairs. I'll do that later on. So I'm going to take this down because I want to hit my screen. Yeah. Then I got to come in, I got to move the air conditioner out of here, because the air conditioner is giving a little bit of a rise out of it. So I got to remove the air conditioner, got to stick it over there in that window over there. See, rolls up, rolls down, no problem. Doesn't crack, doesn't peel. Boom. Oh. Kill switches are off. There we go. Firing up the projector. My kill switches are off on my serger. Kill switches are definitely off. There we go. And then we got Netflix. And then we got YouTube. Thought I bounced over to Netflix.
With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease, your plans can change at any time.
There you go. Finished and done. That is 12 Technology main rating instances. So in this room, we have nothing but 12s in here. So motorized projection screens are 12, 135 underneath thing, and then this is a 12. That was painted on over there. So on the wall it's a 12. Wallpaper projection screen 12. See how much you can see. This tells you how you can utilize the screen paint to paint on anything. I get customers that'll send me emails and say, well, can I paint on this and paint on that? Go to the website, go to Buy Here Now, and read the description under the 12. And that'll give you all the information you need on what you can paint it on. Because we got it on 135 here, fixed frame. We got it on the 92-inch over here, motorized. And then behind me, we got it on plexiglass, which is actually the wallpaper projection screen. And then over there is painted on the wall. I'm gonna leave you guys there for a minute. I just gotta go clean up my area for a bit back here. All that done. Yesterday I was over in I was in the what you call the Ocular or whatever Quest 2 virtual rooms. You can go change out your virtual rooms on how you want it, like your lobby. And I saw an interesting screen that I definitely now have to build. It's going to involve rear projection. It has to be done with rear projection and ultra short throw. I wish I could get my hands on that mini Philip ultra short throw projector because that would fit just nicely. But yeah, I'm going to build one. I have to build one of these things. I mean, that screen looks so futuristic, so space age. And I could do that with that black rear technology. So I'm going to be building some. I'm going to actually start working next on rear projection screen setups next, utilizing that black technology you got. People are going to say, you constantly say we all the time. What the frick are you talking about when you constantly say it's we? Me and God. That's what I'm talking about all the time. Me and God. If you even knew, somebody one time, I think I was singing on camera. Somebody said you sing because you're nervous. No, I sing because I'm happy. If you knew the kind of stuff that goes through my head every day, the stuff that I get a chance to build and understand, oh man, you have no idea, man. God is truly amazing. Right now, I got blueprints in my head to build this mini cube computer that I'm going to turn into a small little nuclear reactor, and it's going to be filled with vegetable oil or maybe mineral oil. I haven't decided which one to go with, but it's going to be freaking cool. I can't wait to work on that. Yeah. I'll get you up in the morning and say, what you want to work on today? Like, what are we working on today, Lord? Today we're going to build this. Today we're going to put that together. Today we're going to assemble that. Like right now, I'm building a small unit for hydroelectric energy. So basically, it's a design that God gave me in order to basically power something without the use of electricity. So that's what I'm studying, hydroelectric energy. Hydro is water, and stuff like that, But yeah, gave me the blueprints on how to design a compartment that can actually self-generate itself by basically using a force of energy. Like I said, I ain't go to school for none of this. It's all in my head, and God blesses me to have all His knowledge. I don't want to serve God. I don't want to serve God. Why not? That's amazing. Woo! Man, that came close to my screen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Now, I still have some areas, which I'm not worried about. They're easy to get. Like those areas right there and there. That's nothing right there to do. And usually I take a Q-tip and I'll dab it in areas. So I might put another plastic against this again and get some Q-tips and maybe dab little areas that I might have missed. That's basically about the touch-up work, that's all. But other than that, came out quite nice. And it's interesting because he picked out this yellow right here. He picked out this yellow. I was trying to figure out exactly what yellow to use. I didn't want it too bright. And he picked out the yellow for it. So he picked out the yellow, he picked out the whole thing. I'm telling you. God's blueprints are amazing. Yeah. So now we got to do this interface right here. So I'm going to do the interface right there. Got to do the interface. And now we're going to do, like I said, we're going to put two 2mm fans here. Not 2 millimeter, sorry. Two 80mm fans here. They got to light up in green. We're going to build ourselves a nice little prop, like a reactor, We're going to do that all glow UV here. And you're probably wondering like, well, how are you going to run PC fan without the computer? It's called a Molex power adapter. So what it is like an AC adapter that converts, I think it's DC or whatever, has a Molex on the end of it. But keep in mind, if your fans only have 3 pins on it, and Molexes have 4, you got to get an adapter to that. So you have to get like a 3-pin, the Molex adapter and all that stuff like that. And keep in mind, we wire PCs out, you mod them out with lights and all that stuff like that. You learn all those different connections and hookups and all that stuff you got to use to get stuff to run correctly. But yeah, if you ever wanted to run some PC hardware, the lights and all that cool stuff they have, you can run that completely without the computer. You can basically use just basically a Molex adapter, which I think I got one around here somewhere. Yeah, I'll find it later on if I'm looking for that thing. But yeah, there we go. And we'll do the roll up and roll up on this one as soon as that dries, because I don't want anything scraping and damaging my screen. So let that dry. We'll come back in here. We'll do the roll up on that one, and then that one's finished. So what do we got left to do? We got to finish up mine. There's a projector that matches that screen in there. So I got a set. We're going to take our paint. I don't know what's going on in the next room. I'm going to put on my 4K fish. Now leave this on. I'll leave this on. Alright, let's go downstairs. Probably wondering what that is on the side of my, over there, the astronaut. I'll show you that one later. That's going to be pretty cool. That's when I get some relaxed time. That is basically going to be involving mapping projector mapping. I'm going to be using that with that. So just real quick, I'll just show you real quick. So this surface right here is going to be coated with an invisible coating that we developed. It's not going to change the surface. The surface is going to stay intact, but it's going to allow for it to be able to heighten the colors and contrast and white levels on that surface, turn into a high performance projection screen. That's the technology I told you we're working on for projector mapping, where people can coat something and enhance the surface without basically changing the surface, and it washes off with hot water and soap when you're done. Kind of cool, ain't it? God's design. So that's what we're going to be practicing on. So next couple of weeks, I'm going to be going on Amazon and ordering some huge, massive banners. I want to get Pokemon, a couple of them. And what I can do is I can actually bring that to life. So I can actually, if I want to add a living atmosphere in the background, I can projection map a 3D background, a sun burning in the background. I can make the stars reflect off his face. I can make all that glow in the dark, everything. So I get to have some fun with that. I'm gonna get a giant Pikachu and I'm gonna make electricity come out of his body. And I might do a few Dragon Ball Z's and stuff like that. All right, so let's take our stuff here that we have. Now, later on, I'm not gonna do it today on camera, but later on, we're gonna start working on the stand. The projector has its own stand that matches it. I can see it's a lot cleaner downstairs besides my clothes hanging up. So over here, there is the Apocalypse projector right there. Now, this is the project we're working on over here. I'll show you in a few minutes. I finally got the base attached a few minutes ago. So there is my Apocalypse projector right there. That is going to matches the screen upstairs. I wanted a complete set. And all that glows in the dark. We got some green neon. It glows at the bottom of it. I'll plug that in real quick and get a looky. That. There we go. There's the green neon. Goes on the back of it, underneath of it. So that's the rusted out. This one took a bit of work to do. So now we're building the stand. That's the stand that goes with it. So stand's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna have some pretty crazy effects to it. So what I'm gonna be doing with the stand is I'm going to basically, as you see, these areas are actually all torn out because we're gonna use, like I said, I gotta order some EL wire. That's like a long wire that they have. I can actually run it through battery, or I can basically run it through, well, it runs off battery anyway. I think it does run off battery. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically power up some silicone. Silicone's going to be clear. We're going to power up a lot of that here, block all that up, and have it spilling all out here and spilling out there and leaking out from the case. We're going to cut the case and we're going to split it open a little bit, open it up, and use the caulking to do the sides, make it look it's all corroded, and then we're going to have that silicone just pouring out and spilling all over the place, and we're actually going to run EL wire through that, and then after we run all the EL wire through it, we are going to paint it with some glow-in-the-dark UV paint. So what's going to happen is, with the silicone being clear, when that EL wire triggers off in there, it's going to cause that to glow, which is going to trigger off this. It's going to cause this to glow, and it's going to look like I have actually some kind of plutonium or some kind of biomess coming through the box, cracking through the side of the box. So that's how we're going to do that display right there. So right now already, I have some lights installed in it right now. Plug these up. Like I said, this stuff is like really easy to do. So there we are. There's some of the lights right now we got installed inside the box. And I went a lot of them in there because I want it so that even when the EL wire is triggering off the bio goo, I want any cracks that I put, any slits that I put into the armor, all that's like pushing through, lights pushing out of the box. So I put enough lights in there to actually push up enough light. So that's the stand for this. And this is going to have corrosion on it too. Not a lot of corrosion, but some corrosion on it. It's still going to be to show some of the container itself. And all this is made out of cardboard and tape. Real cheap to make. Real cheap to do. All right, well, I am going to get out of here. I'll power up the projector. I just want to see this thing powered up. I had this on TikTok. And I had it over on my Instagram page. What's going on with this? What is all this about over here? What is all this hoopla? What's going on over here? Got cable hoopla going on. Cable hoopla. All right. Let's see if we can get this plugged in here somewhere. Somebody was asking me to do a Batman. I've done a Batman. I can do a Batman. A real nice one too. A really, really serious Batman setup. I can do a nice one. But I'm not a fan of Batman. Sorry, but I'm not. I'm just not a big fan of Batman. I've had this conversation 100,000 times with so many people. I'm just not a fan of Batman. I'm just not. I just feel that he does not have superpowers, and he should not be considered to be a freaking superhero. He's just an everyday Joe with a whole lot of money. Like if Bill Gates became Batman. Anybody who was filthy rich can become Batman. That's all to it. I wonder what happened to the stock market crash and Batman stock plummet. Like, how would he survive? What would he do? I mean, he still has the skill level to be able to fight and everything, but the weapons and stuff are just not there. But yeah, bottom line, if anything real threat, like real serious, crazy threat came down, you would have to have the man with the ass to take care of it, because there's no way in the world he would be able to do it. He's not immortal. He doesn't have that capability. But anyway, that's a long story near near there. I got friends of mine that will argue with me all day on this. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, whatever. Let's keep this going. But I may design one for somebody else. They want one. All right, so let's power this up. Got her. I love this, how this comes in red. So one thing about the NEC projectors, their indicator lights are actually red first. They flash to green, which is standby, where yellow is standby, and blue is actually when the projector is activated. So I like the fact that it stays in red. Some people, when I first bought one, I thought it was damaged. I'm like, oh snap, like it's damaged. Like it's freaking, there's a red indicator. Because first when you see red, the first thing you start thinking is that, yeah, it's damaged. But it's not. That's how they work. Let's me running my Chromecast to it. Yep. So I have access to my lamp, which means my lamp, all that slides off. If you do decide to paint one of these, keep in mind you do want to pull off your covers. If you don't decide to pull your covers off, you want to take a razor blade and you want to run it constantly in between those areas as you're putting the caulk in and paint on. Make sure you keep that clear. And then when you're to remove the case off, you want to make sure you sand it down. Sand down, not sand down, but sand down any paint or any particles that may be blocking the doors from shutting nice and tight. See? Comes right off. It snaps right back on. I'm gonna get access to my, sorry, back here correctly. There we go. If I want to get back access to my whatchamacallit. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, sorry about that, like I'm hurting you. Ha ha ha, I'm not. But there you go. So everything just snaps right back in place. The vital areas that you need to get your hands on, you know what I mean? You may want to make sure you keep those compartments clear so you can get access to them if you have to go in there to fix them. All right, well, with that being said, I'm done here. Yeah, I'm finished for the day. I have nothing. I'm just going to sit back and probably watch a movie and listen to a little Christian music, get a cup of tea. And is it snowing outside? Oh, it's rain. I'm about to say I can't take any more snow. And I'm gonna sit down and relax. I'm gonna do some research to see how much, if I can get a cheap price for this Elite screen, because I got a project going on in this section right here. This is gonna be a project for this summer. I want to get an 120-inch Elite tension screen. You ever seen their tension screens? Are beast. Yeah, beast of freaking tension screens. I want to get one of those. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do probably, like as I said before, you can hear it on camera. I'm gonna do the frame is automatically gonna be in black, but I wanted that really shiny kind of black. You can see the reflection of your face of it off of it. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do the border and that shiny kind of metal reflection, and then the screen in the middle, it's going to be the same blue. I'm going to keep my blue here, and then I'm going to do it with the projector. I'm keeping my projector. So my projector, I'm going to do it with some black shiny trim, and then after that, I'm going to do the whole entire thing in kind of like a powdered blue to match the screen. That's how I'm going to do my setup for that. All right, with that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you all for your time. Projector should be on. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.